August, I had these sharp pains in my legs and flu symptoms amplified.
Christmas Day 2020. Mario and I spent the day alone here at home. It wasn't a very pleasant Christmas. She wasn't feeling well. The night of the 25th of December she felt very, very ill. We thought it's her liver because she has a liver problem. Her gallbladder was removed. And we thought it's a bit of overeating or something.
When I started falling over from confusion and fainting about 5 times a day, I could not do anything without help.
The following day, Mario was really in a bad state. She could hardly speak, and I could see she's not breathing very well.
I was so tired, I actually didn't even expect to ever recover from that. I didn't know what I was feeling was the symptoms of corona.
Vat maar die al die pille soos Walter gesê het, 2 keer 'n dag Nebulize, die cortisone en dan die Nulin los ons mos vir nou. En dan 2 Dispirins en 'n Statine in die aand. Voel die slijm dun of dik?
Dis is teer.
Stak?
Teer.
Heavy?
Staar.
Ja?
Soos rubber.
Ek voel dit so in ons longe.
As ek het uitblaas. I'm 68 years old. I went through a very bad experience. I contracted COVID in December and was sucked into this deep, 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 deep downward depression. It was bad. I became very, very ill after Christmas and put it down to eating too much, and that was not the problem. I had terrible fever and confusion.
We took her to Walter. He put her on a drip. And I thought it's just going to be one drip.
I've got thank you.
Well, we stayed with Walter for 5 days, and every day she got a drip.
Haar temperatuur is nou baie beter. Nou Walter vir haar ingespuit het.
I still couldn't imagine this was COVID. And I went to the doctor and he took tests and it showed positive. I became dreadfully ill. I have actually never been so ill in my life. And you sort of, well, I did, went into like a semi-coma for 2 weeks. I could not speak, I could not open my eyes. It was the most terrible thing that could happen to anybody. I was treated by Dr. Walter Ward at Advanced Medical Center in Polshof. The doctor confirmed it was COVID-related encephalitis.
The most important thing about this whole case is that the lack of understanding where the patient lies in the pathogenesis of this disease called COVID-19. Are they beginning, in the middle, late? Are they having a COVID storm? And these are the difficult parts about this particular disease. And unless the patient is monitored on almost a daily basis, or even more closely on a 24-hour-a-day basis, you don't know where you are with the patient, and the medication has to be adjusted continuously, in sync with what is happening with the patient. If you do that, you will get a much better outcome. That's what we found in our experience.
The doctor took an X-ray of my lungs. I had severe pneumonia, fever, had to be on oxygen for weeks at a time. All day. It was terrible.
Daar's nog niks weer oor vandag nie. So ons is baie blessed om die suurstof te gekry het.
Just waiting and not knowing what's going to happen. It was really scary, and all that I could do was just be in the moment and do whatever needs to be done. You know, just think second to second. Okay, next we have to make sure Mom gets on the bed. Next we have to get her off the bed. Now we have to make sure she's comfortable.
The confusion was bad. I had to be assisted doing everything.
Mama. Honey.
And every day when I was sending messages to my brother and my sisters, I didn't know, Dad didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if she was going to live or if we were going to be blessed by all of those prayers. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who prayed, because I believe you saved her life.
We felt really helpless. We didn't know if Mom was going to make it. There was a few phone calls that we actually had to greet and make peace with it, that she might not come back. And we felt helpless because she's far away and we couldn't go and visit her because of COVID and lockdown. No one can travel, no one can go anywhere, and to make it even worse, she had COVID, so we were not allowed to go and visit her or see her or hold her hand or just tell her that we love her. It was really hard.
In the evenings I realized that her condition was deteriorating. Walter told me he's done everything that he can do, or that he's busy doing everything that can be done for her. And that night we all prayed together.
She had to be supervised every 15 minutes. I had to check her oxygen, her temperature, her pulse, her blood sugar, not as often. You know, just to make sure she's stable. It is absolute critical care, high care, ICU care. That's what she got. That's what it takes to fight this disease at its worst stages. And like Dr. Wood said, her medication had to be out on one bed because it all depended on what symptoms she was getting at that time, how she had to be treated. You know, if she suddenly couldn't breathe, we had to get the oxygen. We had to see whether it's an allergic reaction.
He put me on drips on a daily basis, different vitamin drips that I definitely trust helped support my body and my immune system for sure, and built me up again to become my normal self.
For me, being her daughter, it was difficult, very, very difficult, but I knew there's only one thing to do, and that is do my very best to save my mom's life. My very best. And I'm just grateful.
Her oxygen is 87 and pulse 107, so her oxygenation is good. Doctors do not recognize or understand that the post-COVID recovery period of the patients that are severely affected by the disease is a real problem, and they still have to be managed as intensively after they've recovered, and the recovered is only they are now able to breathe but are sitting with very serious lung disease, which eventually lands up as bronchiectasis and permanent lung damage.
Ek en mama's nou op pad huis toe.
Mom's relaxing here, and I'm relaxing over here.
Surprisingly, the next morning she got up and she could speak normally. That day, she actually spent some time in the garden with rabbits that were keeping her happy. And it was round about the 8th day that she started feeling better. The sad part of this whole thing is that she still has some after effects of the COVID?
Well, the after COVID is the next step. My hair is falling out terribly. Hierso. Kyk daar. Bosse en bosse. Right. Nou probeer ek dit so sag as moontlik.
Daar so 'n blesplek waar wat klaar.
I'm anxious. My skin has become rough, and this is definitely what I experienced after COVID.
There wasn't even hospital beds available. But even if there was, I still believe that Mum was in the best care right here, where she got care with Dr. Ward. Dr. Ward is so amazing when it comes to specialized and emergency care. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
COVID is real, so please, anybody, do not challenge it. It's real and it's there. Be clean, be healthy, think good. That's the best you can do.